What does celery, parsley, and chamomile tea have in common? And why should mesothelioma patients care? That is what we're exploring in today's video. Hey, I'm Deborah from survivingmesothelioma.com. And for almost 20 years now, we have been helping patients with the latest in mesothelioma treatment information. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the 6 fascinating ways that Apigenin has the potential to improve the lives of mesothelioma patients. But first, what is Apigenin and how can it help people with mesothelioma? Apigenin is a natural compound. It's found in many fruits and vegetables. For example, it is found in celery, parsley, and chamomile tea. And after carefully analyzing 3 studies from journals like Frontiers in Pharmacology and Oncology Reports, it looks like Apigenin could potentially slow down mesothelioma cell growth and cause cancer cell death in multiple ways. But clinical trials need to be done to see if this will help patients outside of the lab setting. I'm going to leave links to all of the studies in the description. So let's take a look at the 6 ways Apigenin might help. Number 1, inhibition of cell viability. A 2023 study published in Oncology Reports showed that Apigenin led to significant cytotoxicity in mesothelioma cells. This means that it made cancer cells less likely to survive. How? By disrupting their metabolic pathways. The chemical processes that the cells use to convert food into energy. Think of it like this. Cancer cells are like factories that need a constant supply of raw materials and energy to keep producing more cancer cells. Apigenin seems to interfere with this supply chain, making it harder for the cancer cell factories to keep running. Number 2, inactivation of the AKT pathway. The same study revealed that Apigenin inactivated something called the AKT pathway. This pathway is like a communication network inside cells that tells them to survive and grow. It's often overactive in cancer cells, acting like a stuck accelerator pedal. Apigenin appears to act like a brake on this pathway. By shutting it down, Apigenin essentially tells the cancer cells to stop growing and dividing. Number 3, upregulation of p53. Apigenin was found to increase the expression of p53, a tumor suppressor protein. p53 is often called the, quote, guardian of the genome because it helps prevent damaged cells from dividing and becoming cancerous. Imagine p53 as a quality control inspector in a cell factory. When it detects problems, it can either pause production to allow repairs or shut down the factory entirely if the damage is too severe. Apigenin seems to boost the number of these, quote, inspectors, potentially improving the body's ability to stop cancer in its tracks. Number 4, induction of apoptosis and necroptosis. So a study in the Korean Journal of Physiology and Pharmacology in 2023 showed that Apigenin induced both apoptosis and necroptosis in mesothelioma cells. Apoptosis is like a cell's self-destruction button. When triggered, the cell neatly packages itself up for disposal. Necroptosis, on the other hand, is a messier form of cell death that can trigger inflammation. By activating both of these pathways, Apigenin is like a boxer, using both a precise jab, apoptosis, and just a wild haymaker, necroptosis, against cancer cells. Number 5, increase in reactive oxygen species, ROS. The studies showed that Apigenin increased the production of ROS within cancer cells. ROS are highly reactive molecules containing oxygen. While a little bit of ROS is normal and even necessary for cells, too much can cause damage. It's like rust in a machine. A little oxidation, it's normal, but too much will break the machine. Cancer cells already have higher levels of ROS than normal cells. Apigenin seems to push this even higher, tipping cancer cells over the edge and into self-destruction. Number 6, reduction of tumor growth. A study published in Frontiers in Pharmacology in 2017 found that Apigenin administration in mice led to reduced tumor growth and increased survival time. In this study, mice with mesothelioma lived longer when given Apigenin, and their tumors grew more slowly. It's as if Apigenin was putting the brakes on the cancer's growth. While we can't directly apply these results to humans, mice aren't people after all, it's certainly an encouraging sign that Apigenin might have real-world benefits. What I found truly fascinating was how Apigenin seems to attack mesothelioma from multiple fronts. It's not just doing one thing, but potentially launching a multi-pronged assault on cancer cells. This could make it harder for cancer to develop resistance to treatment. But what about the side effects and the risks of Apigenin? The studies that we looked at didn't report significant negative outcomes. However, they did note that Apigenin's effectiveness might depend on the dose and the delivery method. This means more research is needed to determine the optimal way to use Apigenin for treating mesothelioma. It's crucial to note that these studies were primarily conducted in laboratory settings on cell cultures and animal models. There's still a big leap from these results to how Apigenin might work in human mesothelioma patients. We need human clinical trials to truly understand Apigenin's potential. So, to recap, Apigenin has shown promise in inhibiting cell viability, in activating the AKT pathway, upregulating p53, inducing cell death, increasing ROS, and reducing tumor growth in lab studies. But will it work the same way in mesothelioma patients? Unfortunately, we don't know yet. So, what does this mean if you have mesothelioma? Well, if I were in your shoes, I would definitely bring this information to my doctor. Maybe Apigenin could be explored as part of a comprehensive treatment plan. Perhaps it could complement existing therapies. It's certainly worth discussing with your healthcare provider. And remember, while the research on Apigenin for mesothelioma is really promising, always consult with your doctor before making any changes to your treatment plan. And if you're looking for more valuable mesothelioma information, please visit survivingmesothelioma.com to learn how Paul became the longest living mesothelioma survivor in the world. That's all for today. Please like and share this video if you found it helpful, and I'll see you next time.